Hey everyone, it's Varun, creator of Hedron, and I'm here with Josh, our new head of brand here at Hedron. Tell us a bit about
Hey,
yourself, Josh.
yeah, well, that's me. I'm real excited to be joining the team. I've been in the tabletop space since 2019. Worked at a couple other companies. Maybe you've heard of them, maybe you haven't. It doesn't matter because I'm here now, and that's what I'm excited about. Doing some marketing, some community stuff, and one of the big things that I'm excited about is we're bringing the YouTube channel back. I used to make content in a past life, and I feel like now is the perfect time as Hedron is getting into the state where it is right now. We'll talk about that more in a minute. To maybe make some video content again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was your idea. We're here right now because you decided, and I think it's a great idea. I think it's been a while since we've really gotten a chance to talk to everyone, and now here we are with some really exciting things going on. But you all, before we go to that, you forgot your most important thing. One of the reasons you're a great head of brand here is you made a game yourself too.
That's right. I did. It's here in my little video background. You can see it. I made a superhero role-playing game called Paragons, and it's available on Hedron right now. I have some other things in the works. We release adventures in little comic book-sized zines, and I don't know. I like superheroes. That's me.
Yeah, which is why I'm sure part of our YouTube channel plans include publisher interviews, right? You already understand what it's like to be on the publisher side, and now you're bringing that into Hedron to help us further our mission of always making it about the publishers and creators in the indie space. So why don't you tell us more about your plan for our YouTube channel?
Yeah, well, there are a few different types of videos, and this right here is one of them. I know that when you sort of first launched Hedron, you did these platform updates where you talked about the things you were working on, and I thought, man, that's great. It's important for people to have some idea of what it is that we, as the big company, are working on, right? You know what we're up to, right? And so that is an opportunity for conversation. It's an opportunity for folks to ask questions and say, hey, what does it mean when you say you're working on 3D battle maps? We'll get to that in a second. But, doing a monthly video talking about what are we actively working on? What can you expect from us in the next couple of weeks? And then talking about the big things that have happened that maybe, you might have missed on social media, or if you don't follow our emails, you should absolutely follow us on social media and sign up for our emails. But if you missed us in all those other places and you're not in our Discord, you can find out here in a more conversational tone as we talk about it, make some jokes, and tell you what's happening at Hedron. You mentioned it earlier, publisher interviews. As we bring games onto the platform, it'd be really cool to talk to the folks behind those games and say, hey, what inspired you to make this design choice? Or, hey, what is it like working on a project like this? Maybe it requires a lot of historical research for something that, is really well, like in-depth, based in some historical setting. Or, maybe it's just talking about the process and the business behind tabletop role-playing games.
And that's always been something we've wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
Like get to our publishers. We've always been talking about, the different initiatives we've done to try and help publishers kind of get further. And I think this publisher interviews idea has always been something we've had floating around the space. It's cool to see it finally coming on. So, but yeah, sorry, please continue. I just like interrupting.
No, well, hey, at the end of the day, we're here to have a conversation. If I'm hogging the spotlight, that's a me problem. We also want to do something that we're calling Game Dev Diaries, which is actually really, I think, mostly about you, Varun, talking about this little game called Power. Maybe you've heard of it?
Yeah. A Call of Power, the game that started Hedron, actually, the little known story. It's what made everything else come from into what it is today. And definitely lots of things to say about it. Definitely lots of game design choices and things that I think I do that are very much off the beaten path. And I would love to talk about it and just, get other game designers to tell us their thoughts about it too, right? Sort of connect more as game devs to game devs.
Yeah, and I think that's a great resource for, maybe aspiring game creators who want to write their own stuff and are curious, what does that look like in practice? What are other game designers out there doing? It would be a nice resource for them. There is a indie game designer who I really love his work. His name is Spencer. He goes by Gila RPGs online, and he does streams every now and then where he designs things and talks through his thought process on stream. And I think it's just another opportunity, another resource we can provide as a chance for people to see how game designers think about the actual process of designing a game. And
especially when they disagree. I think that's actually the best part. Is we did once did an interview with some social media platform about, it was me and another game designer. We were talking about our games. We are polar opposites, like complete opposite. Everything I did, he would say the exact opposite of how he would do it. And I think those kind of conversations really get interesting. So
yeah, well, I think in that tension between different design philosophies is where you'll find really interesting conversation. And at the very least, it's food for thought, if nothing else. If you don't see eye to eye, and at the end of the day, you walk away saying, yeah, I still think you're wrong. Well, great. You had a conversation, and hopefully it was helpful to think about the different views and perspectives for the audience. Last but not least, we want to do some actual play content, right? Hedron is a platform about supporting indie games, and we're all about bringing those games to a larger audience. And what better way to do that than to actually demonstrate and play some of the games on our platform on our channel. So we've got plans in the works right now for Call to Power actual play, and we've got some other things that we'll get working on probably in the new year as a little fun something to sprinkle in. Get some cool performers on and tell some fun stories while we're at it.
Or maybe get the creators of the games to be the GMs.
Now, there's a good idea. Hey, are you available to run any Call to Power sessions anytime soon, Varun?
Let me think about it.
Okay, all right. We'll get back to that in a minute. This is a platform update video, and so we should probably talk about Hedron and what we've been doing and what we're up to. It's been a little while since the last video, so we've got a lot to cover. Could you, Varun, in 2 minutes or less, say what we've been up to in the last year?
All right, got to condense about a year into 2 minutes. Let's try to get this quick. So engine overhaul, lexicon, that was early in the year. You might, if you were on the platform, you would have seen that that's really where we brought a lot of customizability to everyone. We gave a lot of options for building out things. And we started building the fundamentals of our card game support, which is something a lot of people don't know we support, is if you have a card game mechanic, which we'll come back to, we now support that more deeply than we used to. This included also renaming a lot of the navigation things and making it more easy to navigate. On the other side, also going into that vein of customizability, we later added custom character builders, feature everyone loves, where you can basically take full screen takeovers, help people understand your game by walking them through character creation, just like a video game, fully customized for your RPG. I know Paragon's has one. All the other games on our platform come with one. It's been a really popular feature, and we want to really expand on that in the future as well. But speaking of things that we're starting to go into the future, we have some beta projects out there. Our mobile app has been in beta for a bit, needs an update. It's been a second, but we're working on some integrating all of the things we added earlier this year. So like character building and, campaign matchmaking and things like that into the mobile app. That should be coming out very soon. Probably by the time this video is posted, it'll be out, in fact. And then 3D battle maps.
I'm very excited about some of the updates on the platform. In particular, right, in one of my past lives, I spent a lot of time thinking about custom character builders and character sheets. And I think that's a really neat way to make a game experience your own, and particularly with custom character sheets, make a character really feel like your own. So big fan of those. The other thing that you mentioned very briefly in terms of things that have been going on that I think maybe is also worth talking about kind of hidden in there, we've got a whole bunch of new games on the platform. And I know we're going to talk about those games in a minute. We're doing something pretty big later this year, Varun.
That's true. We are. Do you want to tell, or do you want me to?
So here's the thing, right? I have a birthday in November. I don't know if you know this. My birthday is in the month of November. And the week after my birthday, we're going to go to Philadelphia to celebrate my birthday, certainly. And not because PAX Unplugged is also in Philadelphia the week after my birthday. But
that's such a big occasion. We need to maybe carry some banners around with your face on them.
That would be cool. I'll see if I can find a good picture of my face. That's going to be tricky.
But yes, no, we are going to PAX Unplugged. If anyone missed that in our banter, we are going to PAX Unplugged to celebrate Josh, but also celebrate Hedron and all the things we've done. So you will be able to see us, meet me, meet Josh, meet all of the other people behind the scenes that help make our platform successful. PAX Unplugged. You really won't be able to miss us. Just look for Josh's face. It's really nice.
Yeah, I'm going to be everywhere, I guess. We've got some fun things planned. Some of it we can talk about. Some of it we can't. But I do think it's worth mentioning that we're going to have like a little scavenger hunt. And so if you're at PAX Unplug and you like going on quests, we're going to have some pretty fun quests for you. You'll get some goodies out of it. And also, you get to go check out the convention. You get to experience everything PAX Unplugged has for you. And then, maybe we'll make Wish Josh a Happy Birthday be one of the items on the quest.
Hey, I like that. I mean, to be clear, in case anyone's missing it, we're mainly there to give out free stuff. Like, let's be honest. Like, our quest system and all of that, we're also not allowed to say scavenger hunt, but that's okay. We'll say, our quest system, we're going to be giving out a bunch of free things everywhere. And so come by, get free stuff, enjoy the con. That's all we ask.
I think it's going to be a good time. I'm excited about it. PAX Unplugged is one of my favorite shows of the year. So we'd love to see you guys there.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too.
Now let's talk about games. That's why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Recently, we had a couple games come on the platform. And one of the big ones that I think we should really highlight, because it's kind of a big deal, is Punk is Dead. Now, Varun, you were at Gen Con. I was at Gen Con. We were there. I don't know if you made it to the ENnie Awards ceremony. I didn't make it to the ENnie Awards ceremony. I had other dinner plans that evening. But there was this kind of notable category called the Judges Spotlight Award.
Mm-hmm.
And Punk is Dead, published by Critical Kit, available on Hedron.
Exclusively, I might add.
Exclusively. Man, that's a fun word right there. Exclusively. Punk is Dead won the Judge's Choice Award, which is really exciting. If you're not familiar with the game, it is set in this sort of ununited kingdom, sort of faux Great Britain, where you are a punk band. It uses Mork Borg rules, and it's got this really sort of fun musical vibe to it, where the show must go on, even though it's the end of the world. And I think it's kind of fun. Maybe you've got some additional things that you'd like to talk about, but as a really cool sort of game to highlight, it's an ENnie Award winner. It's hard to beat that.
It really is. And I can say, even beyond just the mechanics, because, some players will care, some won't. The book is beautiful. I don't know if you've seen it, Josh. It is a phenomenally beautiful book. They made it like a record player.
Yeah.
And every single page, custom layout, every single page, custom artwork. It's a phenomenal. Like, you don't read it like a book. You almost flip through it like a scrapbook that has the rules intermixed in it. It's an experience and a half. Just reading it. It's phenomenal. And by the way, purchases on Hedron do come with the PDF, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
That's awesome. Yeah, for folks who are interested, you can see the book right over Varun's shoulder right now. But also, we'll put a link in the video description. We've got some other games that are in the works. And one of them that I'm most excited about is Yelled. Particularly, this is Yeld's second edition. It's this fun, kid-friendly game. The artwork is, I mean, really cool. Sort of reminds me of that feeling of going out into like the yard as a kid growing up. I know that we're like the sort of the last generation of kids that just like went out into the yard and ran around with sticks going on adventures. But like it's got that kind of vibe. It feels like that sort of essence to me. And the game itself is about going on an adventure as kids. You step through this magical doorway into the world of Yeld, you go on adventures, and then you decide whether or not you want to go back home at the end of the adventure.
Yeah, do you remember that old show Kids Next Door?
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of that too, actually. And I remember I was speaking with the creators about like, yeah, this gives me very Kids Next Door vibes, and they were 100% agreement. It's this sort of experience of like you're battling the clock before you become an adult and have to pay bills. But before that, you get to go on your adventures and have a good time. Really nostalgic feeling, I think, when you play the game as well. I think it carries through very well as you're wondering, should you be going home and not just exploring forever?
Yeah. I think kid-friendly games are really cool and I think needed in the tabletop game space. And it's really cool that we get to support it. That game is coming out soon. And then there's another game that I know that you wanted to talk about, Varun, that's also coming out soon.
Yeah, speaking of never going home, we are bringing Never Going Home to Hedron. It's a World War I with a bit of occultism. So a little known fact is actually, I think World War I is super underrepresented. Everyone cares about World War II. Everyone cares about the Revolutionary War. For some reason, World War I is just skipped. And I think Never Going Home really brings this like fresh pull of like a new side of like history into the RPG space, and it uses a really interesting card mechanic. As I was saying earlier, we now support cards on Hedron to bring some mechanical depth and some occultism into the game. I'm super excited for that one in particular.
Yeah. We've got some great stuff in the works, more than just what we've talked about here. But, in an effort to keep these videos short, we're only going to touch on a couple things here and there. However, next month, you can expect another video. We'll talk about all the games that have come out in between now and when that video releases. We'll talk about the development work that's happened, and we'll talk about what you can expect in the month of October. So for now, we're going to go. But if you've got comments, if you've got questions, let us know. As Brenly Mulligan like to say, get in the comments. And, we'll be happy to answer them. And come join us on our Hedron journey. We've got so many cool things in store.
Yeah. And also, as all the YouTubers say, like, share, and subscribe. And we'll catch you all next time. Thanks for watching, everyone.